Hello, hello, good afternoon, everybody. It's Connie, and today I was going to work with the stamp of the month because I know that last month I didn't get around to creating much with it until towards the end of the month, but I got sidetracked by this one. I really want to use this one bad, and so I'm going to spend an hour or so creating a layout using Over the Moon, which is a weird one. I know some of you were probably like, oh, that's cool, but what would I ever do with that, right? And so these are the stamp sets I'm going to use today to make a layout. But before I start, I want to point out that it is time for our Stamptacular special. So on the website, if you click on the three little lines and choose promotions and Stamptacular, you will see all of the stamps that are for sale. Now this is a cool thing. Hi Heather. There are a few exclusive stamps just for this sale if you're interested in those. But almost every stamp is on sale up to, I don't know, 35% off. And then some of the stamps and thin cuts are on sale for like 65% off or something. Just crazy. And so I wanted to point out to you that this stamp set right here that I have been using like crazy, called Background Elements, is only $12.50 right now, and we're going to use it today. I'm going to show you more ideas with it. I've used the heck out of mine. As a matter of fact, my stamps are starting to get pretty stained. Showing some love. There's all kinds of Easter stamps. I've also been having some fun looking at the different messages because I've been making a lot of cards and stuff lately, and next week I'll make cards because I'm in that card making mode. Anyway, I just wanted you to know there are a lot of really great stamp sets on here. This Flourished Greetings stamp set is only $7.50. I have been using it like crazy. It's kind of nice because it has all the main sentiments, you know, best wishes, thinking of you, thank you, happy birthday. It has those. And, you know, sometimes I just want to pull out a stamp set that has all the messages on it and not pull out like 20 stamp sets just so I can have this message and that message or whatever. I know Margie was looking for this Merriest Season. It doesn't have the thin cuts with it, but it doesn't matter. This is not a terrible one to cut out. And $7.50. Oh my gosh, you can't go wrong in getting that. It's really a great deal. Let's see. There's all kinds on here, and this game one, for example, was kind of on my, gosh, it's kind of cool. I've not seen another stamp set like it other places, but I could use that. And so for $10, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. The barbecue set, the one with the actual grill on it, you know, I think that one is probably from When Stars and Sparklers, so maybe 2020, and it's on my list too. And I think that one, there's a couple of barbecue ones. Hey, he's barking at a dog at the door. It is like 65 degrees outside, and so I have the door open so he can, you know, watch all the goings on. They're out trimming the trees again today. So, there's a lot of people around. Okay, Moose. Enough. Hey, hey. All right, now he's starting to talk. Once I tell him to stop barking, that one. This is the one I like because I love that it has, first of all, when the images are all black, they stamp solid, so there's not as much coloring. I really like this grill, and I like that it has the watermelon and the flowers that you can stamp in multiple colors. It also has the banner. So, you know, that one is on my list. Anyway, yes, you know, it's interesting that all these workers seem to pick Wednesday to come out. I think that's very interesting. Okay, so let me just show you. Jen asked me to put a page together with these photos. She really loves these pictures of her with our cat. And I could go straight to, you know, are my animal stamps. I have a billion cat stamps and papers and etc. But I thought this one would be kind of fun. There's not very many situations where I would do love you to the moon and back. I gotta be honest. I don't send cards to my husband, or my daughter really. And so there's not many people I would say that to, but on a scrapbook page, this would work. So this is what I'm using. Oh, the barbecue boss. Oh, that one's good. Yes, that one's actually, I think, newer than Stars and Sparklers. I'd have to think about that a minute. So my idea was to use the Harbor paper, which you know is like a really super deep blue, black, blue, dark. And the ink that goes with it almost looks gray, but it's very dark. And I thought that would be a cool sky. And then what I'd like to do, my general idea, is a giant moon over here with the title here and here. This is my jumping off point. So you guys are going to be like my guinea pigs to see if I can create a moon. Now I did cut a few things ahead of time. I cut my title with a lot of options because I wasn't really sure what I would want. I didn't think you'd want to watch me cut everything out. I also cut out all of these images and stamped them in black so that we could color them. I got out my colored pencils. Now this is an oldie. You guys, I have a Colozzle to cut my circles. Do you remember Colozzles? I kept all my Colozzles even through all of my purges because there's not a better way, in my opinion, to cut a big circle. I mean, you can trace a plate or whatever, or you can just, you know, do the Colozzle. And what I really like on these is that you can do mats, which is really great. So I just cut the largest circle on there, and I just wanted to show you how, you know, weird I am that I still have mine. Oh, good. I'm not the only one. I don't know why they stopped making them either. And I've started buying, this is like packing material, like packing foam to use with my Colozzles. And I still have all of them that I have ever purchased. I think the only ones I got rid of were maybe the alphabet. Let me just set this down. Anyway, so this is mink cardstock. There's the regular and then the light side. And what I plan on doing is making it into a moon of some sort. And so I got out my mink and my charcoal ink. So let's start with mink. And I have my blending brush. And we are going to start by trying to make it look round. And to make it look round, you need to blend the edges. And by blending the edges and having the center light, it gives it a little dimension. And you know, the moon is super irregular, so if it's a little blotchy, I'm okay with that, you know, I'm all right with that. The other thing I was thinking was, if I put a sun, you know, there's a sun image on there. So if I put a sun in one corner, I think there would be a dark side of the moon and a light side of the moon. And so I do want to make one side a little darker than the other. it's kind of a weird thing, but look at that. It already kind of looks modelly. It to me, this color says moon. So, I mean, you could use any gray, I suppose, but I like how this is a warmer tone. All right, let's decide which side we want darker. Maybe this one, since I'm over here already. And I'm just gonna put a little extra ink on it and maybe make it a little more in, if that makes sense. Like go in a little farther from the edge. All right. I think that looks pretty cool. Now the other thing I was thinking was I really kind of want, I have like scrap paper here. I really want to kind of make like a crater. Like I want crater holes. I'm not exactly sure how to make those. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna, you know what I could use? I have some, I could use this, but I have some, these are just the circles cut out from the thin cuts on these for the different planets, and there's a few I didn't stamp. Maybe I'll do that. Let me try it. I just want to do a few and just see, you know, how it looks. It might look like, I don't know, Swiss cheese. Although, you know, the moon often is said to be, or a bowling ball. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this may be weird. I have this image in my head of what it should look like. That a bowling ball is not what I had in mind. It's funny. I think I'll put another one in there. Oh, look at that though. Wouldn't that be kind of a cool looking planet? Okay, and then maybe I'll just, that doesn't work. Okay, moose, no. I'm gonna do the center a little bit to make it not quite so stark. Oh, that's better. Yeah. So it looks more like, you know, it's deep on the inside instead of a bowling ball hole. Wow, that's weird. Okay. All right. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. The next thing I kind of was thinking was I want to use some of these stamps to give it texture or dimension. And I could use this one. It would almost do what my blending tool did. So let me just show you kind of what that looks like. Like if you stamp on it, it gives it, I don't know if you can zoom in so you can kind of see it, gives it a little texture like that. And you want to keep turning it and stuff to give it a little, so it doesn't look like a square or a shape. You know, you want it to be very kind of random. Let me do the speckled one. I think that'll give me more. And maybe I'll go with a different, besides mink, let me try mink. Oh, cool. All right, I'm liking that. It makes it look a little, well, irregular, right? I don't know, how close should I move it so you can see it? I'm liking that. So far, so good. Okay, let me switch to charcoal. Charcoal is an actual kind of a gray, and let's just see what that does to it. Oh wow. Yeah, I like it. I'm using kind of a light touch around. Ooh, that's cool looking. Now I don't want to go too dark with the gray, but I do feel like it needs to be a little darker around the edges. Especially on my, you know, dark side. Wow. This is shaping up. I like how this is looking. Okay. Yeah, I like that. What do you think so far? Cool? Cool looking? All right. Now the other thing I could do is, instead of using this stamp, I could put a few spots in using this splotch stamp. It looks like this. And by doing that in a few places, and maybe stamp off and then stamp it again, just to give it a little solid cratery looking areas, right? So, that's pretty cool. What do you think so far? Does it look like a moon at all? I think it's looking pretty good. I may have to do something to my craters again. Maybe I'll use the gray just to darken them up in the little holes. See if I can get those to look like craters. That's really good. I think that's good. Okay, and then I think I'm going to, now this may be, I don't want to ruin it, but see this weird stamp right here that looks like brush strokes. I'm thinking it's just sketchy enough looking that I might be able to put some around the edge and add some more dimension to it. By stamping once, you get that dark image. Stamping it over and over again, it gets shadow, 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 lighter, lighter, lighter. Now, tell me it's not looking like a bowling ball with those 3 holes on it. I mean, now that I said the word bowling ball, I kind of see that, you know what I mean? Weird. So I've been using this set like crazy. As a matter of fact, on the March Hostess Club layouts, I used the little tiny stripes, and I used these. And then you may remember, I think it was in, like on the fall looking layout before Christmas, I used this one. I've used this. Anyway, I just thought I would tell you, this is a great time to buy that if you're on the fence, you know what I mean? Let me get a little cloth here. I have like a microfiber cloth, kind of washcloth that I just wash my, that's all I do to my ink pads. I just want a little, I don't know, make it look a little less bowling ball. Some of it will be covered. That's right. That's right. I think it'll be good. This way it doesn't look quite so, look at that. I think that is a very cool looking moon. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. While I have these stamps out, I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and I cut out the words, the letters moon in the same color of mink, and I kind of wanted to, I don't know, put a little extra ink on them, and I think I want to use those same stamps to put some like splatter looking, make them look like the same image on the moon. Okay, so I've got that same, let me turn this so it's in the camera. All right, let's see what I can do here. They all turned over. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I need to do that in a little bit of charcoal. Oh, that's awesome. That really looks neat. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. There, look at that. I got moon letters. All right, let me wash this off. You know, I may use this again on the actual background page. You know, whenever I put new nail polish on my nails, I lose the sharpness to my nails. They become like rounded and I can never pick anything up. This little planet that I used, look at that. Isn't that cool looking? That's really neat. That's fun. Okay, I'll quit messing around with that. We could be here all day long with me messing around. The other thing I want to do is I kind of have a plan for my pages, but let's see what that moon looks like on there. Oh, that's really neat. Oh, that's really neat. Oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I want to make some darks and lights on my paper if I can. And the only way I can do that is I could use, there's a couple ways. I could use black. I don't want to use black. I could use the light side of Harbor, which, I think I like the darker side better. So on the dark side, that means I almost have to use White Daisy, which is a pigment ink. So let's just see. Yeah, I think dark side. I think dark side too. I want to use something that's real subtle at first in case I hate it, right? Because if I hate it, well, it'll probably be covered up mostly anyway. But I was thinking maybe I'll use this one here that kind of looks, it looks a little bit like cement to me. It's got that kind of just plain green looking thing going. And I think what I really want to do is kind of all over. I probably could use a sponge. Can you hear my table going plang? It's a metal table, right? So what I'm thinking is a little bit of light around the moon, but not a lot. I don't want it to be like crazy. So and then the other thing I think I want is I want some kind of swishes here and there. Let me just use my chamois. And cleaning pigment off takes a little more effort than the dye inks, and it takes a minute, you know, to dry. So I have a moment before I want to put everything together. Anyway, I really want to color. Let's see. Let me try it. Let me just grab a sponge just to see what that looks like. Hold on. All my sponges have colors on them. Okay, so, oh yeah, see that looks like sponged. That's very cool. All right, so if I just sort of random swish some white on there. I'm trying to, like the Milky Way, right? Like the Milky Way. Like I just want a little bit of white, and I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to, I mean, this looks like a hot mess, but that's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So I'm just gonna swoosh on a little bit of that white ink on here, and we'll make it work. It'll be cool. Oh, we must be getting a delivery. I have like my cameras on, and whenever he hears that noise, he immediately is like, oh, runs to the door. Okay, I think pretty cool looking. Now the other thing I want to pull in here, there are a lot of images here. That's funny. Well, Steve put up a camera inside the house in case somebody was walking around inside the house. And usually the first thing I do is I go to the camera and I turn it off or turn it around. So it doesn't go off every time I walk by it, but I forgot. Okay, so see these little tiny things in gray? Those are actual stamps on this set. I mean, this set has a ton of those little tiny stamps. And so I thought it might be cool to do a few of them kind of randomly. I may have to wait until I have more of my page put together, but I'm going to go ahead and put these on blocks. I'm going to have them ready to roll in case gosh, there's a lot of images on here. I haven't even really used it much. I really like this little line too. That's really cool because you could just do that kind of random. All right. Let's see if it'll fit on a 1-inch block. It will. All right, so I have all these little images, and I have Harbor ink on the ready. So once I kind of figure out my layout, then I'll be able to stamp the background tone on tone with the Harbor ink. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute while we color our images. Now, where did I put the images? Okay, so I got out this is a 31 bag that is used for, I think it's a lunch bag, but I use it for my pens and pencils. I love that it slides down like this and then stands on my table. Okay, so I messed around and colored the sun already. And you know what? I don't know all my planets. I know this is Earth, duh, right? That's like a duh thing. I'm going to start with my lightest blue. I have a water brush in here too. Let's see. Let's get out my blues to start with. Decide which ones I want to use. And anyway, this one is Saturn, right? With the rings. Ding. See, It's like, I know those. I believe this one is Jupiter. I think Jupiter is the one with stripes. I think it has stripes on it. And I think this one right here is Uranus. I think it has, you know how Saturn has the rings? I think they're like made from like gases or something. And then I think this one has like one ring. I do not know what that's supposed to be. Now, I know Venus, Mercury, and Mars, I think are all closer to the sun. And so what I did was I figured those would be really small. So I made some of those really, really tiny. And I thought we could mess around with, oh, you know what I did? I made one of them earlier. I was messing around with sponging paprika on there. So I made one that looked like a planet. So, all right. So I'm just doing a light of the water. And then I'm going to do a little bit of shading. I am not going to take my time and make these all super perfect because I'm going to go over it with my water brush. And then with the darker, you know, it's round, so the edges will be round. I want to make sure I'm in camera. It's hard to color out in front of me. So if it's not perfect, I apologize there. But all right. Not that any of my coloring is ever totally perfect. Okay, let me see. I got a paper towel. Put a little water on my brush. Okay, I'm going to start with the lighter area and go to the darker area and kind of blend my brush stroke, my pencil strokes, so that it's not just a stripe of color. And then the other thing that I do a lot to shade is I take my water brush and I pick up color directly from the pencil tip. Now it's dark, see, it's dark. So make sure when you set it down that you know where it's going to be the boldest of color when you do it that way. So there we go. There's the water of the earth. Done. Okay. Now, while that's drying, let's do Jupiter. I don't know what color to make Jupiter. Let me pick that up. That's, I hate not having fingernails right now. Ew. Okay. There's Earth. I think Saturn would be cool in like oranges. So I could make it, since I am using this papaya color, it's kind of good to pull in some of the corals and papaya colors of, you know. So I'm just pulling out kind of a mix of those colors to decide what I want to do. So I am going to start with the lightest color and just go all over. And I'm using the side of my pencil so that I don't have scribble marks. I don't really want scribble marks. I really want it to be just all over peachish color. I have no idea what color Saturn is. I think when I've seen it in pictures, it's more of a brownish orange, maybe. You guys, I rely on you for information like this. Surely someone out there has done a project with their kid or something where you would know what color I should be coloring these. But anyway, so I like this. Maybe I will add a little bit of brown. Hi, Moose. I should have got him a bone before we started. No, 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 no. That's too far away. I can't walk away right now. I'll get it after we're done, okay? All right, let's go ahead and water brush that and see if we can kind of blend that. Just a minute ago, Moose was snoozing in the bedroom. He was and I thought, oh, perfect. He's just gonna take a nap. But no, he always, of course he wakes up right when I'm going on live. Oh, I like that. That's cool looking. Let me put that there, that there. You can tell I'm not too careful. All right, with that little color there. Okay, let's go back to our earth, and they always show the earth green, right? Let's do some green. Moose, go lay down. He doesn't listen. All right, I'm gonna do the palest color first. And you know, the earth is blotchy too, right? So I can do a little various colors here and there, and it won't really matter. This one needs scribbled out. I need like that scratch paper. This one's really there. It's like the pencil tip was too sharp. All right. I'm just gonna go over that, pick up a little color. Yeah, I like that. Okay, there's my earth. I have no idea what color to do the rings of Saturn. Let's go to this one. Maybe I'll do another blue or purple planet. I guess it doesn't, at this point, I'm like, I have no idea what color these planets are supposed to be. So let me just put these away out of my way. And what's everybody doing today? I have been cleaning like a maniac. This time of year, around Jen's birthday, always, every year, rain or shine, we always have ants. Always. Always. It's like a thing that happens in our house. It's like all the ants in February decide to come out. And so we have the ant guy. He came out yesterday and sprayed, and I know you're supposed to leave that stuff on the floor, but I always worry about the critters. So I just cleaned up a little bit, and then I started sorting my Lego. I got a bunch of Lego from the Lego store, and I needed to sort some of it so that it's not overtaking my house. Clean up after HVAC guy. You know, that can be messy. You know, when our last HVAC guy who came He cleaned up after himself. It was amazing. I didn't have to do anything. He vacuumed everywhere, everything. I was like, wow. And Steve will clean up after people when they're done like that. But he didn't have to. So that was nice. I like this planet. I like this planet in the weird colors. All right, I'm not going to do a ton more. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, look what time it is. That's crazy. I could do this all day. All right. Let me see. Yeah, when we bought this house next door, it was just filled, and I'm not exaggerating, not for a second, cigarette smoke. I mean, the guy who lived here smoked like a chimney. I couldn't be in the house for like more than 10 minutes, and I just couldn't. It was awful. And so we had all the ducts cleaned, and I don't know. We've had everything. I don't smell cigarette smoke in here anymore at all. I'm very sensitive to it. I almost can't visit my dad for more than like a few minutes. My dad's wife smokes strong cigarettes. I don't know what kind they are, but oh my gosh, when you walk in the house and you walk out smelling like them, it's bad. It's really bad. And I tried to get her to stop for his sake, because he's an ex-smoker, and it's hard to be around someone who smokes if you're trying to quit. So I know he's been secretly. I caught him in the garage smoking a cigarette one day. I went over there, and so I know he hasn't totally stopped, but he's a lot better than he used to be. All right, this is the last one I want to do. I think I want to do like a limey green. Maybe I should start with yellow. So, yeah, I grew up around smokers. I mean, I grew up during that time where all the adults smoked. And I remember being grossed out by it like grossed out enough where I was never going to smoke. But I don't ever remember, like, not being able to tolerate it. But once I moved out, it was like, nope, no more. Not gonna do it. I just can't. I don't care if somebody, if somebody wants to smoke, it's their decision. I don't care. But I just can't do it anymore. Not like I used to. It is a little weird. All right, what color should I do those? I don't know. I just started doing weird colors, so. I always picture these being weird colors anyway, and this is my solar system apparently, since I didn't look up like even what planets are supposed to look like. I have no idea. So here I am mixing colors. So I'm going to end up with hopefully some pinks, purples, greens in here. We'll see what we end up with. All right, ready? Let's see what I can do. I like that. I kind of like the orangey. Wow, that's kind of cool looking. I kind of like it. hope I don't turn it into mud doing this. Let's see. No, it's not terrible. That's cool. And you know what would be really cool on these is some shimmer brush. I think I did get out my shimmer brushes, so even if I don't finish this all today while I'm on camera, I don't like to be on for like, you know, forever, because then, you know, people stop watching. It's like, oh God, I gotta give myself an hour or two to watch Connie, and then they don't. You know, you get busy. All right, there's my plants. I think that's supposed to be a moon. I'm not really sure what this one's supposed to be. I imagine that, could it be Mars? I'm not sure. It could be. I could paint it, color it red. I don't know. So, yeah, pretty good. I don't think I'm going to use the stars yet because I might just stamp direct on the paper. We'll see. We'll see. And on this one, I wonder what shimmer brush would look like on that. So this is a shimmer brush. This is Lemonade. And, you know, it's just all sparkly. And I like that it's all sparkly. I like it all the way to the edge. I'm going to do that. Because, you know, that page is so dark. I could have cut these out on, maybe on Harbor ink, or colored it in with a marker that kind of made it look like Harbor. All right. I gotta stop messing around and put this page together. All right, I got my pencils back in their case. The other thing I have that's kind of fun are the Jelly Roll Metallics, and these are very sparkly colors. See, I don't have them open all the way, so I keep them in their package. And the cool thing about these is they will draw on dark colors. So, for example, let me get out, like if you wanted to color something in purple, you see how cool that looks. So I could, you know, go back in with a little Jelly Roll pen later and mess with those a little bit. Just another, you know, thing to do. I like shimmer brush a little better than the Jelly Roll markers, just because the Jelly Roll markers will actually cover up your dark color. Okay, I'm going to put those off to the side and put that off to the side. And I have my Harbor ink here. I have my weirdo kind of things here. And I'm going to lay everything out. Let me see if I can raise this up a little so you can see both pages. Yeah, that works. Okay. I'm just trying to make a little space. The first thing I want to do is put my moon over here in the corner, and you know, I did that kind of white around the edge. And I have my photos. I kind of want my title to be here and here, maybe. So, and this is Jen's thing. So I want Jen's, I really want Jen's pictures to be front and center because this is her thing. I have these pictures. This is a terrible picture. It's very pixelized looking because it was taken with her camera phone, and her phone is very old. But look at that. Yeah. Okay. And then if I think about like the sun up in the corner over here, let me scooch a little. Hold on a minute. Sorry, moving my camera around. I'm just trying to make sure you can see as much as you can. And then I'll just put my planets on. Let's see. Saturn is farther. Like I would know for sure. I'm like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. This one is almost too much. I'm not sure about that one. Okay. But I like that. Okay, so I cut out love you to the moon and back. And when I cut them out of just the classic alphabet. And when I did this, I also cut out a dog paw that I thought I could substitute in for the O, because I can't decide what I want to do. I actually think the cutouts of the dog paw would look better. This is someone else's brand. I think, I mean, don't quote me, but I think it's Tailored Expressions. Let me see, I have all these little pieces everywhere. Yes, this is going to be the way it goes. I may have to, I don't know which way that, oh yeah, I guess that is it. I kind of like the paw print better than the outline. There. Ah, so sticky. I think there. So I think I'm going to do love and you here. Or does it say live you? That's a little weird. And then for 2, I cut out the actual letters 2, but I kind of like this. I can't decide. So I could do 2. And then for the, I did this one and this one. And this one looks like a planet. I could make it look more like a planet. Or I could use this one. I'll think about that. Set it off to the side. And then moon, you know, I did my my moon looking letters, which I think are pretty cool. And then for and, I cut the ampersand, or I used this one or this one. Do you guys recognize what I'm using? I'm using this set right here. Remember how I told you I was trying to use it more? I stamped a whole bunch of them trying to decide which one to use, and I'm like, I am going to use this set. Yeah, I like that. Love you to the moon and back, and then I'll probably have to do something here planet wise. Not sure what yet. I could do another planet or something. Too bad I don't have like Too bad I don't have like an astronaut. I need an astronaut or something, but wouldn't that be fun? An astronaut kitty. Gosh, I hate to cover my moon up after all that work. And I feel like it needs more of this papaya color. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's very hard to see it's hard to get 2 pages on a camera. People who do it, I'm like, ooh, more power to you. All right, so this is what I have, and then I love it. I really, really love it. I'm going to take some of the Harbor ink, and I'm just going to kind of do some random swooshes and spins and all over the page. That looks really cool. I like it. All right. And then I'm going to do a bunch of stars. Now, you know, another thing I could do with the stars, since they don't show very much, I could just, you know, use my white gel pen or my Jelly Roll pen, you know, and do some stars. And so let me just lift this photo and see what it'll look like. See, that's kind of cool. I could actually use that Jelly Roll pen and draw some stars on. That's really neat. Yeah, I like it. And I could even draw some swoops here and there. Yeah. Maybe I will do that too. These little zigzaggies are cool. Just random everywhere. That's my plan. And then I think it'll leave a little room for journaling either on the moon or maybe over here in this kind of blank space over here. It needs a little something over here. But I really like this. What else do I have here? This is like a starburst. Now see, I might be able to do that in the white daisy ink. Where you can really kind of see it. Yeah, that's really neat looking. Now I just need to attach everything and kind of finish off my layout. Oh, look at that. See, I really like the white on it. It just pops. That's really neat. So that little star really added a lot. What else do I have? Oh, yeah, remember I had that that path, you know. Yeah, and those, they're so fine. You can't hit too hard on those. You gotta use a soft touch. Otherwise they smoosh out on ya. That almost looks like a spaceship up in the corner. I'm just saying, it's a little weird. I think that, I think I am more or less done, except for adding bling. I'll adhere everything down. I have some of the gold bling. I have some gold shimmer brush I could add. That might add a lot. This gold metallic pen is really cool. You have to be kind of careful on it because here, I'll lift this picture again and I'll draw on here. So like if I was going to draw a star, you can see it doesn't look too much different from that, but it will cover anything up that you have. Like if you have a black, if you are trying to color in a black image, like a stamped image, it is gonna cover your lines. So really think about that before you use like a metallic pen. I really like the metallic pen though. I like how it adds to it. I think it pops a little more than the Jelly Roll. So, I'm just going to mess around and adhere everything, and then I will put the final photo in the comments so that you guys can see it. You know, honestly, there's not a lot of layouts where I would put "Love You to the Moon" and back, but I really do like this a lot. So I'm gonna mess around with some shimmer and shine and see what I can do to make the background look a little more outer spacey. Like I might add even a little more of this white over here because that's where the sun is, so it should be the lightest over here, right? Okay, don't forget about the sale. And then next week I am going to show the stamp. Let me just show you what I want to show. Sorry. I drop everything on the floor. So this card making starter set is perfect for the stamp of the month this month. And it's a pretty good deal. And so I just want you to take a look at it. It comes with a block, tape runner, a black ink pad, and then all kinds of, it's like envelopes and cut above style cards. And so we're going to make these next week, and we're going to use the stamp of the month to embellish them. And so I think my special this month is going to be anybody who buys this card making starter set is going to get a little extra like bling from me that you can add to your cards. So that's going to be my Hostess Club special. Have a good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.